we've delivered a very strong results for 2023, and that's an increase of our profits by 60%, and delivering a return on equity of 18.3% with a cost-to-income ratio of 0.33. But if you look on the development during the quarter, it's a bit down, but still, it's a very good result.
We're talking across the Eurozone and the Great Britain as well about inflation abating and the need for central banks to start thinking about cutting rates because recession is coming. From a lot of people I speak to in Sweden, they are very, very concerned on many fronts about economic growth, about the housing market, about domestic demand. Is there a storm coming for Sweden, Jens?
I would say that we've been through tough times, both if you look at last year, 2023, it was a very tough time for Swedish households. And if you look on the real wages in 22 and 23, they've seen a drop of almost 7%. But I think you will see a tough spring. Today is the 24th. It's considered to be the poorest day in Sweden because you get your wage the 25th and you're paying your bills for Christmas. But when you look after the summer, I'm very optimistic. Sweden stands very strong, sound public finances, well-capitalized banks, good companies. So I'm very optimistic about Sweden looking a bit ahead.
And look, your credit impairment ratio backs up your optimism, Yen, moving very, very slightly compared with the third quarter, but actually barely moving year on year as well. That said, and I know that it's very difficult for you to stray too much into central bank territory, but do you think now the time has come for the Riksbank to be a little bit more aggressive on well, dare I say it, just cutting rates?
That's a difficult call to make because what we need is to make sure that inflation is kept at the low level, because in the end of the day, what really hurts people are not higher rates, it's inflation.
Jens, good morning to you then. You speak about the impairments having dropped off as well in this period. Do you see that continuing in a time when you still have interest rates fairly high affecting that mortgage sector as well?
Well, Arabile, if you look on Swedish mortgages, which you picked out, is that the combined credit losses we made on Swedish mortgages is 2 billion for 40 years. So we're talking, what is it, like 180 million pounds for 40 years. So that means Swedes pay their mortgages. So I'm not worried about the sort of the repayment of the mortgages. If you look on the cost of risk, we're at 9 basis points during this year and roughly the same last year. And the long-term average for Sweden, Swedbank, has been around 7 basis points. So we are a bit above that. But looking at the present economic circumstances, it shows that our conservative credit origination standards works.